Rootborn Chronicles, Season 4, Episode 7, The Gathering. The village rarely stopped. Hunters left before sunrise. Builders repaired walkways. Gatherers searched the forest below for berries, roots, and seeds. Healers prepared medicines. Children learned from their parents. Every day carried its own work. But a few days each season, the work paused. Because some lessons belong to everyone. Earlier that morning, the great lowering basket slowly descended through the towering branches. Moments later, Shelia stepped onto the forest floor. The rootborn tending the rope smiled. "I'll be here when you're ready." Shelia smiled. "I won't be long." She quietly followed the familiar path toward the river. Morning sunlight danced across the water. She looked around. The riverbank was still. The beaver was nowhere to be seen. Shelia smiled anyway. She knelt beside a patch of small wildflowers growing near the water's edge. Carefully, she picked a few blossoms. Nearby rested the smooth, flat branch where they had first met. She gently laid the flowers upon it. A simple gift, nothing more. She looked across the quiet river. "I hope you're doing well." Only the gentle breeze answered. Shelia smiled to herself, then quietly returned to the waiting basket. As the morning mist drifted through the branches, a small drum echoed across the canopy. Boom, boom, boom. One by one, the sounds of labor faded. Builders laid down their ropes. Hunters returned from the outer branches. Gatherers climbed home with their final baskets. Families stepped onto the living highways connecting the village from tree to tree. Children hurried ahead while the elders smiled behind them. Japheth looked around in amazement. "It feels like the whole village is here." Enoch smiled. "It is." The central gathering platform rested where several great living highways met high among the ancient trees. Homes stretched across many towering trees throughout the village. Long ago, rootborn builders had woven young branches together. Season after season, the branches had grown into strong living highways connecting every part of the village. Even now, new branches were being guided into place, not because they were needed today, but because one day, future root-born children would walk where no path yet existed. The entire village could see one another. No one stood above anyone else. No one stood alone. Elder Ezra stepped quietly into the center. He carried no spear, no staff, only a simple walking stick, polished smooth by years of use. The conversation slowly faded. Silence settled over the branches. "My family," Ezra began, "we have worked well." His eyes traveled around the gathering. "Our homes are stronger. Our children are growing. Our hunters have returned safely. Our tables have remained full." A gentle smile crossed his face. "For these blessings, we give thanks." The entire village bowed their heads. For several quiet moments, only the wind moved gently through the leaves. After the prayer, the gathering began. One elder spoke about a bridge that should be strengthened before winter. Another suggested marking new berry patches farther below the village so gatherers could reach them more easily. The healer requested additional drying racks for medicinal herbs. Caleb offered volunteers. Several hunters agreed to help gather the needed vines and wood. No arguments, no shouting, only neighbors solving problems together. Japheth leaned toward Seth. "I thought meetings would be boring." Seth smiled. "They're important." Later, a young father stood. "My daughter will soon begin helping with gathering." Several women smiled proudly. An older hunter rose next. My knees no longer carry me as they once did. Gentle laughter spread through the gathering. So I will spend more time teaching the younger hunters. Warm smiles and nods rippled through the crowd. Shelia watched quietly. No one seemed embarrassed that they couldn't do everything. Instead, everyone offered what they could. As the gathering continued, a small child wandered away from his family. Before anyone called out, 3 different villagers noticed. One gently guided the little one back. His mother smiled gratefully. Nothing dramatic happened because everyone was watching over everyone else. Shelia smiled. That felt right. When the gathering ended, families lingered instead of rushing home. Children played across the walkways. Builders laughed with hunters. Gatherers traded stories with healers. The village wasn't simply a place to live, it was a family. Walking home together. Japheth asked, "Why does everyone come?" Enoch looked back toward the gathering platform. "Because a village isn't built by one voice." Shelia smiled. "It grows when everyone is heard." Elder Ezra, walking a short distance ahead, overheard her words. He glanced back with a warm smile. "And that," he said, "is how a people remain one." As evening settled over the forest, the voices slowly faded. Warm lights began to glow inside the tree hollows, and beneath the ancient canopy, the Rootborn rested peacefully, knowing tomorrow's work would begin again. The elders would remember this day, and it would become another chapter in the chronicles of the Rootborn. If you're enjoying the journey, like, subscribe, and share. Welcome to RC Best, where stories and ideas come alive. Don't miss the next chapter. Every episode reveals another piece of the world.